In this video, we're going to create an assignment. So I go up here to the blue Create button. I'm going to click Assignment. I'm going to give it a title. Okay, I'm going to put in some instructions. Please watch the video, read the article, and respond in the Google Doc. Okay. So as I said, I'm gonna have a video, an article, and respond in a Google Doc. So I'm going to hit Add. I'm gonna put in the YouTube video that I want. Add. I'm also going to add a link. So what I do is I go up here and make a new search window. And Divers Institute Underwater Welding School. Sure. We'll take that. I'm going to click up here in what's called the URL box or URL bar, and I'm going to right-click Copy. I am then going to add a link because it's a link to a website, and I am going to right-click Paste. Add link. Now I've got a video and a link. Some other items that there are is a file. This one you don't typically use, but maybe if you're going to be uploading something from your K drive or just from the internet, you would use the file. Typically you're going to use Google Drive, so I'm going to click here and I'm just going to pull up one of the first things that I see. And then here I also have a Google slideshow. You can add PDFs, pretty much anything from your drive you can put in. So I'm just going to click this and I'm going to hit Add. Now you'll notice that this has a bar next to it and it says students can view file. I can also, so this means that students can only look at it. Students can edit the file. This means that they can actually manipulate the file. You don't use this one very often because what it essentially is doing is that it's giving all 20 or however many students you have in the room a pencil, and then they're all writing on one piece of paper. So this is good for like sign-up sheets, but is not good for an assignment. What you most likely will be using is make a copy for each student. What this does is this essentially takes a worksheet, which we're going to be doing this in a second, and it makes a copy for every single person in the class and puts their name on it, and it makes it so that they can see it themselves. But for this is just a resource that we want them to use. We're going to click Can View the File. Now over here you see a Create button. This is actually quite new and it's very handy. In the past you would have to go to Google Drive, create the document that you wanted, but now you can just create it right here in Google Classroom. So I'm going to say, yep, I want them to respond in the Google Doc, so I'm going to tell them to use this. It's going to take a second to create it. I'm going to make sure I give it a title before I do anything else. Underwater welding response. And then here, I might just say, please record your response below about your thoughts of becoming an underwater welder. Please include pros, cons, and your final verdict on this occupation. And then what I often do that I think is a trick for having students respond is I actually insert a table and a one-to-one table. The reason I do that is because it keeps it just organized on where your students write their answers. The other nice thing is that you can, if you hover your mouse over that bottom bar, you can actually change the size of the box. So right now, how it is, I would assume that you want one sentence. But if I make it like that, I would assume, oh, it's more like a paragraph. The other nice thing is that as a student types in it, the box will grow with them as they type. So it doesn't limit their answer. And it just kind of makes it a little bit cleaner for the teacher to read and for the students to know where to type. So we're going to go back here and then this, we want to make a copy for each student. It will update the untitled document. It will give it its name. And then over here, you'll see that we have who it's for. You can have multiple classes. So if you want to send that to an AM and a PM class, you can do that. You can send it to all of your students, or maybe you have a differentiated one. You can send it to just one student. You can change the points. I'm going to make that out of 10. You can also make it ungraded. You can give it a due date. You can even give it a time. And then typically you would give it a topic. So we'll just say iPads just for kicks. And then you would go ahead and assign it. You also have the option to schedule it. So if you want it to go out in a week, you could do that. You can also save it as a draft, or you could just delete it, which is what we are going to do. And that is pretty much all of the steps you need in making an assignment.